Hello and welcome back to Joellen's Kitchen, where we make Pennsylvania Dutch recipes. Today we're going to continue with our theme of at home for the holidays, and we're going to make pumpkin pie. Admittedly, I take some shortcuts. That way I can keep up with my busy schedule. We're in the middle of the pandemic, of course. We have a mask up campaign going on, which is unique to Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, but it's kind of a really neat experience. And not only that, our election for the President of the United States is this coming Tuesday. It's like 6 days away. So I'm making this now so I can post next week when I'm going to be in the throes of a campaign. So thank you for joining me. And to start our pumpkin pie, we're going to add 1 1/2 cups of sugar. And of course our can of pumpkin. We need at least 2 cups of milk. Now I just happen to use Wengert's whole milk and use that. Some people use canned milk, but I cut a few calories out by using local Wengert's milk. And we need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we need 1 teaspoon of ginger. It's ground, by the way. And then 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. All right, and we also need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm so used to doing salt, I just put it in my hand. And now it's really a matter of taking a whisk or a mixer of some sort and making sure that it's all mixed together really nicely and that you have a smooth consistency. And just take it a little slow at first so you don't have it coming out over your dish. I happen to use my measuring cup here, and it's a large one I got along the way somewhere. And I really like it because it has a nice pouring spout. But pumpkin pie, oh my goodness, it smells good baking. And not only that, it tastes so good. Families love pumpkin pie, anything pumpkin this time of year. Pumpkin spice like with cinnamon and cloves, so good. So we're going to be making wassail, which is a drink, hot apple cider with some cinnamon and things in, another time. And still another time, we're going to be making probably a mince pie. And of course we're going to make a turkey. And we're going to make some stuffing. We have quite a few weeks. We have probably about 8 weeks worth of holiday cooking that we're going to do. But it's just about, well, tomorrow night the trick-or-treaters come. Let's put it that way. And I thought it's that season. The pumpkins are being sold now. I'm just taking the shortcut by using the canned pumpkins. So I think that's pretty well mixed in there. And we also want to add 4 eggs. That will help it to cook and bake up nice and thick enough so we can just slice it and take it out and eat it. Oh boy, it's going to be good. Make sure those egg yolks are broken so they mix in there real nice. All right. And we're going to prepare our pan, which we simply do. I always, and if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that unlike most people, I actually use margarine or Crisco to grease the bottom of my pie plates. And I do that for two reasons. One is it doesn't stick so bad and I can get the product out, whatever I'm making at the time. And number two, the crust gets just a little bit flakier and it just melts in your mouth. It tastes really good. So again, taking a shortcut, I use the Pillsbury pie dough, and you get 2 of these in a container. So we're going to make 2 pies. It's good to get those pie crusts out of the refrigerator 15 minutes to half an hour before you're going to use them, so that the cold works off of them. That cold tends to make them crack when you unroll them, but if you let them get a little bit more like room temperature, they unroll really nice. And you just lay it in your pie dish. It's round and everything. Get the other one in there right away. Here we go. And of course we want to flute the edges, and I just press the dough between 2 of my fingers and raise it up a little bit. That gives it some strength on the end when you go to get it out, so it doesn't fall apart. I usually use the deep dish pie plates, that way hopefully it doesn't cook out over. And before we add the filling, what we want to do is poke some holes both in the bottom of the pie crust as well as around the sides. I usually try and poke them maybe 6 times on the bottom and probably 6 times around the sides at least. That way air pockets don't form, so that you have a void pocket in your pie with just air and no filling. We're going to bake it on 425 for about 15 minutes and then turn down the temperature to about 350. Every stove is different. With my old gas stove, for about the last 15 minutes, I turn off the heat completely and let it finish baking in its own heat. So that's a total of 1 hour in the oven.